And the parents were very embarrassed because the entire neighborhood is discussing their boys. You know how to make children, but you don't know how to fix them, do you? Do you know? No. If you have the necessary love and commitment, you can wait out their problems. But you don't know how to fix them. So they decided to take these two little boys to the local parish priest, because he's supposed to know. Then they decided to take the boys separately. They took the younger boy first, because together they are strong. They took the younger boy first, made him sit down in the priest's office, and the parents left. The boy was sitting like this, and the priest came with long flowing robes, and he came like this, talk. He walked up and down, because some drama is needed, otherwise this won't work. So the little boy sat there and did the ping pong act like this. He was looking at the priest. Priest was thinking up an idea. How to fix this little fellow? So he came up with a strategy. If I remind him, God is within him, all his mischief will go. See, this is always the problem. Those who have never raised children in their life, they have fantastic ideas. Those who have raised children, they know no goddamn idea ever works. So he thought if he reminds him, God is within him, all mischief will go. So he stopped in mid-stride and with a booming voice he said, "Where is God?" The boy looked bewildered, he looked all over. Where is God? This kind of a question. If he's somewhere, he must be in the priest's office. He looked confused. So the priest saw, okay, he's not getting it. So he leaned across the table, pointing at the little boy's chest. He's giving him a clue. God is within you. And he again asked, "Where is God?" The boy looked even more bewildered and looked under the table. He's not getting it. So the priest walked around the table, came to the little boy and tapping on the boy's chest, "Where is God?" The boy got up and bolted out of the room, ran to the place where his elder brother was, and went there and said, "We are in real trouble." The older brother asked, "Why? What happened?" He said, "They have lost their God and they think we did it." What you believe is your psychological drama, isn't it? What kind of drama you want, you create it, no problem with me. If these three people are working within you, no, I know you're looking at it as a concept. I'm just being horrible, that's all. The thing is, we recognize three dimensions or three forces in the existence. If you know little about quantum mechanics, the quantum mechanics goes like this. Given three functions in the universe, all the other functions can be performed. These three functions are creative function, maintenance function, and destructive function. Today modern scientists call them ABC or XYZ or whatever they like. In our culture, we call them Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. We personified them so that you could relate to them. Because these three dimensions of activity are always happening in the universe. Whether in the smallest sphere of life or in the largest sphere of life, whether it is atomic or cosmic, here Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, creation, maintenance, destruction are always happening. So the brigadier is not wrong when he says these three things within me. It's very much there in every atom in the universe. So the question is only about what kind of balance we bring between the two, all the three. If there is a balance and cohesiveness among the three, this will be a complete life process. If one of them pops up, then there is an atomic explosion, which people around you experience it as anger and nastiness. All that's happened is one of them slipped out. If all three function cohesively, it is an integrated atom. If one of them pops out, it's a nuclear bomb, isn't it? So this is a minor bombing happening because these three forces are not functioning in proper context or proper texture of life. This is happening. The question is, how do I manage this? See, as human beings, we are who we are in this world only because of our ability to use tools, isn't it? If we did not know how to use tools, for all you know, a colony of ants would have dominated us. Definitely elephants would have. But because we can use tools and they don't know how to use tools, this is why we are dominating, isn't it? This is the only reason I want you to know. Now, to do something within you also, to operate such a sophisticated machine, you need subjective tools. People always ask me in the Western world, Sadhguru, there is such a glorious traditions in your country, but why are you poor? Why is the country poor? Well, 300 years ago, we were the richest nation on the planet. You know this? Do you know? 300 years ago, India, or this entire region, at that time there was no India as such, this entire region put together, which was referred to as Hindustan, was the richest part of the planet. Over 37% of the world's exports happened from this land. Well, we fell on bad times for a variety of reasons, let's not go into that one. But this is because we had everything. Only thing is, we did not create enough fighting men. Because we were focused on other things. We were interested in fighting the evil within ourselves. We never thought somebody will come so ferociously and take our land and our people and everything. We never thought so. Yes, it's a big strategic mistake, that's why we got a brigadier now. It's a big mistake. We did not recognize a particular reality in the world. We were more interested in meditation, mathematics, astronomy and various other things, above all creating subjective tools as to how to transform an individual human being. See, if I ask you to unscrew a simple screw in this furniture, if you use all your 10 fingers, you may lose all the nails. If you try your teeth, you may lose some of them. But the screw will be right there. But if I give you a small screwdriver, you will do it in a moment, isn't it? That's the power of the tool. So we understood this and we spent thousands of years creating tools for self-transformation. When you say Buddha, Buddha, nothing else. Buddha is just a tool for self-transformation. All his life is just that, isn't it? When you say yoga, yoga, that's all it is. Tools for self-transformation. This is not a belief, this is not a religion, this is not about going to heaven, this is about transforming yourself here, to making yourself the greatest possibility that you can touch. You want to touch here when you're alive, not somewhere else. For this you need tools. Without tools, if you do something, a simple act like unscrewing becomes an impossible thing, isn't it? So a simple act like being peaceful, is this a problem? If you feed your dog, once his stomach is full, he sits peacefully. So it is definitely not a complicated process, being peaceful. But human beings are talking about peaceful. People are even saying peace is the ultimate goal of your life. Peace is not the ultimate goal of your life. It is the most fundamental requirement of your life. If you want to enjoy the person who is sitting next to you, you need to be peaceful, isn't it? If not ecstatic, at least you must be peaceful. If you want to enjoy your dinner tonight, at least you must be peaceful if you're not blissed out, isn't it? So is peace a fundamental requirement or an ultimate goal? Fundamental requirement. but anything that you deprive yourself of will rise to heaven. I was to speak at Tel Aviv in Israel. I'm flying in from Atlanta in United States. I'm to land there in the morning and speak at 6:30 in the evening. But due to some flight delays, I land there at 6 in the evening. So I quickly change in the airport and I'm rushing. Because in these 34 years I have not been late to a single appointment. Because this is not about punctuality. This is about simple respect and regard for other human beings who are there. So I'm rushing there, and because I'm flying an American airline, I'm famished. Nothing edible on that plane. I'm really hungry. And when I went to the venue, I found it was not some kind of an auditorium or something, it was a fine restaurant. Life can't get better. When you're that hungry, you're speaking in a restaurant. How is that? This restaurant is very famous. Restaurants are famous for different things. Some restaurants are famous for the food they serve. Some are famous for the ambience they create. Some are famous for the conversations that occur in the restaurant. This restaurant, it seems the most intelligent conversations in Tel Aviv happen in this restaurant, not in the parliament. So, this is a conversation restaurant, but there is food, of course. So people are coming and greeting me, and one man comes and says, "Shalom." I ask him, what does it mean? He says, "This is the highest way of greeting." I said, "Well, that's your opinion. What does it mean?" He says, No, really, this is the highest way of greeting." I said, "All right, but what does the word mean?" Then he says, "It means peace." Then I say, why would peace be the highest way of greeting unless you're born in Middle East? In South India, somebody comes up to me in the morning and says, "Peace." I will say, "What's wrong with you? What is the matter with you today?" So if you deprive yourself of something, slowly it will rise to heaven. If you've not eaten for 5 days, God appeared, what? Food. Yes or no? Hungry people are thinking there is food in heaven. Whatever you're deprived of, you're thinking that is there up there. These are all human qualities. To be peaceful, to be loving, to be joyful. Because if you say peace, people say divine peace. If you say love, they say divine love. If you say bliss, they say divine bliss. No, these are all human qualities. You should not export them to heaven. You must keep them here. Human beings are capable of being peaceful, joyful, loving, if they create a conducive atmosphere. To create a conducive atmosphere outside is a different matter. It's a different kind of skill. You want to create a conducive atmosphere among people, it's a different skill altogether. You want to create, you need instruments of power to manage outside. Similarly, to create inner atmosphere the way you want it, you need instruments or tools to do that. What we refer to as spirituality is not a bunch of beliefs, not what you believe, not scriptures, not ideologies, not philosophies, but tools for self-transformation. If you're willing to give us 30 hours of focused time, we will give you tools where these three guys will be in perfect balance. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadhguru, for the extremely inspiring speech. I'm not sure if every one of us out here are capable to be joyful for the rest of our lives having listened to you, but we were certainly joyful for the past many minutes listening to you. I must say the session passed in a blink. I would now like to invite Zimbeom Chawarinjin, Director RIGSS, to propose the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, Shri Sadhguruji, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. In October 2013, the Royal Institute for Governance and Strategic Studies, now fondly known as RIGSS, was born of the far-reaching vision and personal initiative of His Majesty the King. The idea of the Friday Forum lecture as the Institute's flagship public lecture series by eminent persons was born together with the Institute, and His Excellency the Prime Minister delivered the first RIGSS Friday Forum lecture on 25th October 2013. We knew then that history was in the making. What we did not know was that a world-renowned mystic, yogi, author, and a humanitarian called Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev will someday come and address the 15th Friday Forum and talk on a subject which is at the core of the Institute's mission, that is, personal development and transformation. For information of those who have not been to our Institute, we have a huge portrait of His Majesty the King above the doors of the RIGSS Prajna Auditorium, where Friday Forum lectures like this are usually held, with the following inscription: what we need is not a leader to lead the masses. We need leadership of the self. This insightful statement was made by His Majesty the King in his royal address at the convocation ceremony of the Calcutta University in 2010. To help our leaders and future leaders attain and exercise leadership of the self has not only become the guiding inspiration of the Institute, it is indeed the true north towards which we direct our course participants. The executives who come to train at RIGSS take so much pride in little acts, such as clearing and cleaning their dining tables for the sake of others who follow. But we have no doubt that these little acts of thinking and doing for the benefit of others, together with the knowledge, the insight, and the skills they gain from the trainings at the Institute, will render them truly competent and selfless leaders, leaders who discover the Buddha within, leaders who lead from the front in times good and bad, and leaders who will lead Buddha-like for the cause of society and for the cause of future generations. After all, that is the calling of our times, and that is the path of leadership our great monarchs have been showing us for over a century now. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Institute for Governance and Strategic Studies is the brainchild of a king, a center for excellence, and a gateway to personal transformation. Towards this profound backdrop, we are deeply honored to have Shri Sadhguruji talk to us this evening on a subject that is increasingly becoming relevant, indeed necessary, for every human being on this planet, and a subject on which Sadhguru is an undisputed authority. I am very hopeful that the insights you shared with us today will remain in our conscience for all times to come, and that they manifest in our thoughts and actions every single day, even as we discover the Buddha within. The Institute would like to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to you for addressing the 15th RIGSS Friday Forum today, and we wish you more success with all your life-changing initiatives in India and worldwide. We would also like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for not only gracing the event tonight, but indeed for introducing Sadhguru to us, and for all the support we received from the government, particularly from the Department of National Properties and the Convention Center here in organizing this lecture today. Our deepest thanks and appreciation are also due to officials and colleagues of His Majesty's Secretariat and all the volunteers of the Isha Foundation, both from India and Bhutan, for your valuable support. Last but not the least, RIGSS would like to thank all distinguished guests and participants for your attendance and interactions this evening. This is the first Friday forum that we brought to the capital, and we are indeed deeply encouraged by the overwhelming response and support we received from different quarters. As a gesture of our appreciation and a kind of reciprocity, we have arranged some light refreshments outside, and I would request all our distinguished guests and participants to join us for the refreshments. Before I close, as a token of our deepest respect and appreciation, and with all our prayers and good wishes, we would like to offer a butter lamp to Sri Sadhguru Ji. Thank you and Tashtilela.
I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the unique stature of your nation. It's the first time I'm in Bhutan. I'm not planning that this is the last time. In today's world, where unfortunately most nations are focused on how to dominate each other, at least in ideal, in principle, a nation which is focusing on the well-being of the citizens and not dominating somebody else is an eye-opener for everybody else, and we must preserve this and nurture this. Not just preserve and nurture, maybe a whole lot of people in the world don't even know Bhutan exists. I want everybody to know in the world that there is a country like this, which is not concerned about how well their neighbors are doing. We must make this known in the world. It's very, very important. It's very important for the well-being of the world that human beings can live. There are yogic stories in the lore which says, people lived in India like this. They lived on this side of the river. On the other side, they could see the smoke of people cooking. They could smell it. They could hear their voices. But never once they bothered to cross the river, go and find out who are they. They said, they seem to be living well. Their cooking fires are on. That means they're eating, they're happy. We are happy. No need to go and take what is theirs. If we want to have a sustainable world, this is the only way for the future. If this comes from within us, it will become a beautiful process. If it is enforced upon us, the same thing will become a super ugly process. I hope every human being on the planet will have the sense to make it happen from within us. And the position that Bhutan has taken for itself, I think this position must come out to the fore in the world. People should hear this. People should know this. I also take this opportunity to welcome you all to Isha Yoga Center. We are just about 5 hours from you. Okay? And Isha Yoga Center is a unique space meticulously crafted for self-transformation. We don't ascribe to any particular belief, ideology, religious processes. This is purely focused towards a scientific approach towards self-transformation of the individual. It's my wish and my blessing that you must come someday and make use of it, and we are next to the mountains. And our mountains have better vegetation than yours. If you walk into our mountains, if you walk a mile, you won't see sunlight. It's that thick. And we have elephants and tigers in the works. So please come sometime whenever it's possible for you. Thank you very much for having me here. And I wish to thank the Excellency, the Prime Minister, and of course I wish to acknowledge the King, who's in many ways, it's his determination to hold the country in this direction, which is doing this. Thank you very much, all of you, once again.
Nirbhaya nirgun gun re gaunga gaunga Nirbhaya nirgun Nirbhaya nirgun gun re gaunga gaunga Nirbhaya nirgun Mula kamala drad asan bandhu ji Mula kamala drad asan bandhu ji ulti pavan chalaunga chalaunga nirbhaya nirgun gun re gaunga gaunga nirbhaya nirgun मन ममता को फिर कर लाऊं जी मन ममता को हो मन ममता को फिर कर लाऊं जी पांचों तत्व मिलाऊंगा मिलाऊंगा निर्भय निर्गुण गुण रे गाऊंगा गाऊंगा निर्भय निर्गुण Ingala pingala sukhaman nadi ji ingala ingala